Hi there, welcome to today's painting tutorial. In this episode, we're going to paint a fall leaf with acrylic paints. So let's get started. And I'm going to start with a fairly large flat brush. I have a size 8 here. And then I have this nice orange, kind of yellowy color. And I want to put that down as a first layer for the leaf. And if you want to paint along with me, you can find the link to this sketch in the description below. So I'm trying to cover the area. I'm going to add quite a bit of water onto the paper and onto the brush. You could even take a spray bottle and spray the paper, and that'll just help you kind of get your paint to flow more easily. Just use that edge of the brush to get in those little corners. So it's just an initial wash. I'm not thinking about detail, just blocking in that color. And it's kind of an orange, but also a yellow color. I got this paint in a paint by number kit kind of set. And it looks pretty orange in the bottle, but on the paper, it has a lot of yellow in it as like an undertone. So it's just a really pretty color to work with. Okay, and then you can just let that dry completely, and then we'll move to the next step. Now let's take a size 0 round brush and some of that burnt umber paint, and I want to put a underpainting for the leaf. So I'm going to go around the stem, trying to use the tip of the brush to get a really thin line there. And then I'm going to try to go around the edge of the leaf. You can make some of these lines sort of thick and some of them thinner. This is going to give it a lot of dimension and structure. Okay, you can go around all of the edges if you would like. You could skip some of the edges. You don't have to go around all of it. Okay, and then I'm going to add maybe some color to the veins here in the center. I'm letting the brush kind of skip with the paint. And now let's come in and add a little bit of shadow in between some of the kind of areas here. Just think about where the leaf might have some shadow and some darker areas. Kind of where the corners are. There could be some cracks as well. So you can kind of put those in along the edges. Make it look like parts of the leaf are kind of drying out. Give it some nice texture. Okay, and then we'll let that dry completely, and then we'll put some layers on top. Now let's add some color on top, and I have some colors on my palette. This is a burnt sienna, a light green, vermilion, and a gray. And then I also have some glazing medium on there. So let's take some of the glazing medium, take a little bit of this green light, and then see if we could put that on the leaf. Shifting the color really subtly, which is nice. just going to put this in a few areas just to give a little bit more dimension. Okay, and now let's try with the red. Take a little bit of a Glaze Medium and some of the Vermillion. Create a nice transparent glaze. And then let's start putting this along the edges. That's kind of turning into almost like an orange when it mixes with that yellow underpainting. Okay, and then know that the green and the red are complementary colors. So if they mix, they're going to make kind of a brown color. So you can try to avoid mixing the green and the red too much. Okay, and then I'm going to use straight red and kind of add a little bit more of an intense color around some of these edges. And I don't have any glazing medium on my brush at this point. Okay, so this is just a great way to use transparent colors and different glazes to kind of mix the colors and just kind of have fun. You can experiment and see what kind of result you get. And then I'm going to put this red in the stem. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to the zero round, and let's take some of this burnt sienna and just put a little bit more kind of detail in. So another layer of detail and shadow. Any place you want to add maybe some more texture or some veins. Maybe refine some of the veins that you had made earlier. Again, use the tip of the brush to make really thin lines. Then you can also experiment with using this as a shadow. Burnt sienna has a lot of orange in it. So anywhere you want to kind of bring in some of those darker values, you can use this color. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to the size 6 filbert. I'm going to take some Glaze Medium and let's try to put a little bit of the burnt sienna with some of the red. And let's try to put that in. See how that looks as a glaze. It's not showing up, so I'll add a little bit more red. I'll take another size 6 filbert and some water. And I really want to take a lot of water in this gray because I'm going to mix like a shadow and I don't want it to be too harsh. Then just kind of go around the leaf, around the edges, maybe around the stem. And this is just adding some realism and creating a shadow. And the shadow might not show over here or here, but maybe along this edge. So you just have to think about where the light is going to hit the object. Okay, and I think that looks good, so we'll call this complete. Please like and subscribe for more acrylic painting tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!